Soundbite of the summer goes to Cheallaigh O'Brien in Carlow, who I'm sure under no circumstances pre-prepared this statement that he made.
If you looked at the match and you saw, 10 Tyrone men behind the ball, as often as you saw them in the Carlow half, you can see how difficult it is to play, direct football. A lot of people seem to think that Carlow are playing a terrible style of football, but, some of these critics, these pundits, these ex-players and, let's be honest about it, Joe Brolly's had a right popular car for the last few weeks, but there's a lot of holes in Brolly's arguments, and a Brolly with holes in it isn't much use.
What kind of holes?
He's talking about, Carlow being a defensive team, but look at the scores we got over the National Football League. We're one of the top scoring teams in the National Football League, one of the top goal scoring teams in the National Football League. So I think those facts stand up against any argument about how we play the game.
Possibly, except today, I think, was it 2-3 points from play and the rest came from frees?
Yeah, look at why did we get frees? Lads are foul gone in, so they're scoring opportunities anyway. So you can take that wherever you like, but we're happy, we're very proud of our lads.
Absolutely, and it is, at the end of the day, people might complain, but defensive football where you're winning or at least keeping up with teams is probably better than pretty football where you're being beaten off the pitch.
We were very, very competitive. I don't know what you people are thinking but you know the rules of the game? We play within the rules of the game, so we know. And we play football to win. We're not here to entertain Joe Brolly or the likes of Joe Brolly. If he wants to come down here, Joe Brolly was forwards coach, by the way, with Antrim in 2008. They were in contention for promotion. 7 points against Waterford, 8 points against Tipperary to lose promotion from Division 4 under Joe Brolly's brilliant tutelage. So there you go now.
And you're being promoted under your tutelage, so you must be doing something right here in Carlow.
That one. And in 2008, Carlow had Waterford, the Tommy Murphy Cup, 8-10 to 7 points were beaten. We're here today playing a top team. We're both in Division 3 and we're very proud.
There you go, Cheallaigh. The Brolly with holes in it, he was like, well, mic drop, and then you're like, no, hang on, I've got another question. It's like, oh shit.
But he had to actually back that up.
Yeah. What do you mean? But I just said my line. This is supposed to be.
This is where you're supposed to applaud.
Yeah.
Standing ovation, and let me.
Supposed to drop the mic at that point.
That was good. Except Brolly went on Twitter to deny that he was ever the forwards coach officially. That he did a bit of. So just for the sake of balance, there,
And as a journalist, I should have gone and investigated that, but I was far too lazy.
I know, in fairness, he had obviously done all the work, thinking, I've got some good sources here to tell him what the crack was. Number 6, unlucky with the draw, didn't deserve to lose like that award. Maybe they did. I think you might be pandering to our producer here. What's this one?
No, I wouldn't be accused of pandering to any producer. This one goes to Meath Football and Andy McEntee and how they crashed out of the championship against Tyrone, which feels like a lifetime ago now, early in the summer, down at Páirc Uí Chailteann. It's very obvious looking at you that while you're very proud of your players and how they performed, you're very angry and you're very emotional. I don't think I'm going too far by saying that right now.
No, that's fair enough. Yeah, that's a fair comment. Look at, where do we go now? Where do we go now? We have to wait until next January before we play another game. That's the killer. I mean, we had the same with Waterford last week, but they have another game next week. They have a chance to put it right. We don't. So we pay the ultimate price.
Total note.
That's really sad. I think it's there's something wrong in the structure when somebody is out that early in the championship. It's not right.
Especially after putting it up to Tyrone.
Don't forget the controversial refereeing decision as well that cost them a potential free, which was very scoreable.
Like that cost me the place in the All-Ireland final.
Yeah.
That could have been Andy McEntee.
Oh, you're such a troll.
Shaking Jim Gavin's hand after losing by 7 points in the All-Ireland final, but instead it was Mickey Hart.
Oh, you're such a troll.
Well, I'm not saying they would have gone to the All-Ireland final, but...
They should have beaten Tyrone. There was that was a shocking refereeing decision. It should have, yeah.
The structure there, I mean, somebody after all that hard work for a championship shouldn't be out that early.
Yeah, they're the cruel, especially when you get that close as well. They're the cruel ones.
It's a cruel cut. It really, really was.
He is around for next year, isn't he?
Yeah.
There's been no... You kind of lose track of what some counties are doing at this point of the year, so they'll be back. They could be one of two teams to perhaps beat Dublin in the next 20 years.
Meath
or Kildare will beat Dublin in the next 20 years, will they?
No.
20? Not in the next 20 years, no?
What? On the basis of the last 20 years?
Well, they've beaten them in the last 20 years.
Yeah, barely. And at the start of that. Anyway, let's move on from all the ridiculousness. Another total mosh. So this is the most honest interviewee award.
Yes, and we go back to County Roscommon for this one, and we're giving this award to Kevin McStay, who spoke to us after they were beaten by Donegal in the Super 8s. To be devil's advocate, the linesman may say he didn't see it, or that wasn't brought to his attention on time, and he might also say, well, perhaps Kevin McStay shouldn't have gotten into my space. It looked like you did lay your hands on him, which we all know is against the rules.
Yeah, well, if he didn't see it, he was the only one in the stadium that didn't see it. It was a completely obvious call. Kieran Brannigan, I imagine, didn't see it because he was the wrong side of it, but the linesman was facing it. But yeah, I've come across a lot of this officiating, over the last 2 years, and some of these linesmen are incredibly precious, and they like to play the hard man when they're on it. It's not very pleasant when you're trying to manage a team. All you're looking for is a bit of civility and a bit of decency, but they just dismiss you like you have nothing to do with the bloody occasion. I put a lot of time into it. I might have been agitated more than I should have been. Like, we're all trying to get the win, and a little bit of courtesy from officials. Most of them find it very easy to be courteous and help out any way they can within the rules of it, and some of them then go off on I don't know what's the term I'm looking for, but less than generous with their time, let me put it that way.
We could say that possibly happened in the white heat of battle, though looking back on it now, would you say you regret your actions, or do you think what you did was the right thing for you and your team?
I apologised at half time to the referee. Apparently the ball struck him in the back of the head. That was absolutely an accident. I was throwing the ball back to where I thought the free would be, and then I realised someone said, no, he's called half time, which I was annoyed, so I came in immediately to apologise. I'd never do that purposely, and by that stage he had said that I'd been aggressive to him, and he was complaining to the referee about it, and I suppose the referee had no option then but to take some action. So it's the one thing this association just can't seem to get right, is officiating, and good officiating where the officials are all tuned in to what's going on around the place. Like, there's an awful lot going on in a football field these days that isn't even been reffed at all. It's just let to the players to sort out.
Yeah, it was funny. Obviously, I was at that game, and I remember watching it as it happened and thinking, this is the most un-Kevin McStay Kevin McStay event I've ever seen in my life.
That's a fair point.
And the fact that when I actually did that interview with him, it's a pity we didn't have a video of it. He seemed emotionally and physically drained. He looked like a man who was just exhausted, who'd done 3 days work without a break type person. He was just so drained by the event, and I don't know what happened to him. It's like that flash of, just said there, white heat. He just lost all control. It was, but the funny thing is, when you talk to him, he's nearly kind of, sure, it's done now.
Yeah.
Yeah.